Let's take a few minutes this morning to wonder together. I wonder what God's house looks like. What do you think? Take a minute, form a picture, and go ahead, tell us. Well, you're going to have to talk a little bit louder. I can't hear you. Okay, okay. I heard lots of things. I heard things like castle, clouds, mansion. I heard treehouse, igloo, tent. Lots of ideas. Who lives in God's house? That's right, go ahead and tell me. Yes, yes, I agree. Our families, our friends, teachers, doctors, the Amazon delivery guy, absolutely. Now, who else lives in God's house? We can look in the Bible. And today in worship, as you listen to the scripture and the sermon and you hear the music, see if your picture changes at all. At Covenant Church, we try to model what God's house looks like. In fact, we use the tagline, where God's love has the run of the house, to remind us that we are bound by God's love. Think about all of the wonderful people who live as part of Covenant Church. There are church members who come together to worship God on Sunday mornings in our sanctuary or right here through online platforms. There are people of all ages who make up our Covenant family. The People's Pantry is an extension of our church. The pantry has remained open throughout this pandemic, receiving an incredible number of donations each week so that they can share food and supplies with over 100 families. The pantry prepared school supplies for 542 students this summer and already distributed to over 400 of those children. Covenant Youth welcomes middle and high school students from the local community. Our church members invite friends who invite friends who invite friends, so that relationships are built with a godly foundation and connect young people across ages and school districts. Covenant's weekday preschool operates during the academic year. While some of the students are also Covenant members, many of the children come from our community and are introduced to the preschool via word of mouth. Covenant's summer ministry transformed this summer from in-person to virtual, and we continue to connect our Covenant family with community families and with Jesus. Covenant is home to Boy Scout Troop 76. The boys meet in the Scout Hut, and did you know? We also host the girls of Troop 76 at our CCLC. Covenant softball teammates are ages 16 and above. Some are Covenant members and some are Covenant friends. Beyond softball, though, Covenant is host to all variety of ministry teams to include a diverse group of people. Here's a picture of our Lift ladies, but we also host Promise Keepers, Book Club, Quilters. The list goes on and on. Covenant reaches out with offerings of time, money, and resources to over 30 organizations each year. We sponsor 3 children in Reynosa, Mexico through Faith Ministry. Right now, we're collecting men's clothing and looking for volunteers to sew fleece hats for Broad Street Ministry. And we're also looking forward to a safely modified Rise Against Hunger event on October 17th. Look for details coming soon. You know, this is what I think God's house looks like. Everyone is welcome. People of different ages and colors. People who work together, sharing what they know how to do and asking for help from others when they need it. People who laugh together and cry together. People who honor one another as special and different, but acknowledge that God's love binds us together and makes us the same. So, what does God's house look like to you? Go grab a piece of paper and something to draw with, and as you listen and participate in worship today, draw God's house, and then please send a picture to me, because we are so interested in what you think.